A Home Care Guide. Chapter 1. A Medical and Non-Medical Home Care Guide. Home Care 1. Oftentimes, family members and friends provide home care. Professional home care ranges from licensed nurses for home health care to maids who come in and do some cleaning. There are intermediate workers called home care workers, home helpers, or home care aides who can do some medical things like bathe the patient and bring him his meds, but they can't do things only licensed nurses are allowed to do, like give injections. If your family member is going to be looked after at home, you may need to make some changes around the house to keep him safe and comfortable in his or her limited state. Just like public buildings must be made accessible to disabled people, so too can a home be customized to accommodate a disabled person, like get him a cell phone so he can call someone in case of emergency. Get your family member a medical alarm connected to a monitoring service. Have doorways widened so that a wheelchair can easily go through. Install handrails in the bathroom and maybe in the hall. Install a ramp so he can get in and out of the house. Put down non-skid flooring. Put a special high seat on the toilet if the person has trouble sitting down and standing up. Get a hospital bed which can be elevated electronically. Some of the possible healthcare treatments available through home care by qualified people without having to go to a hospital are: basic nursing care, catheterization, chemotherapy, diabetes management. 4. Intravenous therapy, kidney dialysis, laboratory collection of blood, urine, and other bodily specimens for testing, medication administration, medication assessment, management, and monitoring, palliative care, pain control, physiotherapy, occupational therapy, respiration therapy such as home ventilators and home oxygen therapy programs, post-operative rehabilitation, social work, speech-language pathology, audiology. Beware of any home care worker you hire for non-medical tasks. Even though the medical home care workers like nurses are usually reputable because they don't want to jeopardize their medical licenses that they work so hard for, a home care worker could be anyone off the street who might have taken a basic 3-week course and gotten a license, so be wary. Some are great, some are crooks. Some personal care services that a home care worker or any family member could do without being qualified medically are: help with bathing, grooming, dressing, etc. Home chores such as cleaning, shopping, cooking meals, and laundry. Home maintenance, shoveling snow, cutting grass, calling the electrician, etc. Drive person around town. Social visiting. Routine telephone calls to check up on the person. Money affairs. Child care. Meals on Wheels, meals delivered, givemeals.com, 800-999-6262. Respite care to relieve family caregivers, which is an adult daycare service for adults, either. Sitting services where a volunteer or worker comes and stays with the patient. Adult daycare center, where a home care patient can be sent for several hours either on a regular basis, ranging from every day to once a week, or here and there whenever you want. Facility placement, the patient is admitted to an extended care facility for a few days or weeks while the family takes a break. Organized group activities like going to a bridge game twice a week. Home Care Magazine. POB 8987. Malibu, California 90265-8987. 800-543-4116. HomeCareMag.com. Home Care 2. There are over 20,000 licensed home health agencies in the United States that provide home workers to help out in either an elderly or disabled person's home. Medicare certifies over 8,000 of them with their standards. You can get a referral at Medicare.gov. In order for home health care to be covered by Medicare, you have to apply. They'll check you out through what they call an assessment to see if you qualify. The standards are stringent. You need at least intermittent care by an RN in order to get coverage. You have to be genuinely homebound. Some of these home health agencies are for profit, some are non-profit. Some are private, Some are run by either a hospital or the local government. Some of the non-profit ones are run by churches and service organizations. There's no foolproof way to find a good home care agency. The social worker at the hospital might know one. Maybe your priest or rabbi know a good one. Look in the phone book under home health care or home care. Some home health care workers have taken courses and are certified to do basic medical things, but others are simply people off the street who took a very basic housekeeping course to be called a housekeeping aide, and that's it. Whether you pick one from a phone book, tack an ad up at your local supermarket, or go through any other way, ask them to send at least 3 over for an interview, because personal relations are important. You'll be in the same house doing intimate things with each other, so you want to pick someone personable you can be compatible with. Ask the home care agency if they do criminal background checks on their employees and if they're bonded. Many people can act charming but be mean-spirited and scheming to steal money underneath the facade. I saw several cases of this on an investigative journalism TV show. If you don't want to use a home health care agency, you can place an ad in the newspaper or on a bulletin board near where you live asking for someone to come in and help you with the regular tasks of life. Describe yourself, state your age and illness if applicable, and state whether you want a live-in aide or a part-timer. Although you can find good workers who live near you, you might also find crooks, so you should get a background check done at the local police department if hiring someone this way. Simply call them, explain the situation, and ask them to run your new potential employee. Once you find someone, draw up a contract outlining all specific duties. Pay is generally $1 or $2 above minimum wage because it's an unskilled job and relatively easy to boot. You're supposed to contact the IRS to get an employer identification number, withhold taxes, and pay the government. Call 800 tax form irs.gov and get publication 926, Household Employment Taxes. Some home care aides help out with medical things, some with administrative and domestic things, and some do it all. There are several categories, all the way from live-in nurse to home aide, which is someone who gets a certificate after taking a few weeks of courses about how to clean and cook. If you hire somebody off the street, they'll generally clean, cook, go to the store for you, wash the dishes and the clothes, answer the phone and take messages, talk to you, go for walks and do other minor things. Nurses give injections, pills, bathe patients, help the bedridden relieve waste by sliding a pot under them, etc. Hospitals are generally not good places to stay at because of the negative connotations associated with illness, and nursing homes aren't that far behind. In the old days, illness and dying was a family affair that happened at home. Only recently has the medical community brainwashed us into going to the hospital and staying there no matter what to rack up the bills, but as people are becoming more educated, they're going back to the old way to treat illness and dying at home, where it belongs with the family around, as opposed to the sterile, impersonal, insensitive aura of the hospital. It's better for the patient and better for the family members to deal with it and grieve in a more personable atmosphere immediately after death. In a nutshell, help the person die with dignity. Dying in old age should be a private affair, so it's better achieved at home than at a hospital. It's also better to get rid of the pragmatic hassles like going to the hospital, finding a parking spot, out-of-town folk renting hotel rooms, etc. There's also a closer connection and more a sense of closure when you live through the process with your loved one. If nothing more can be done at the hospital, you should consider getting out and living the remaining months in peace. You can even reverse the process with the mind/body connection and hang on longer than expected. Many people with terminal illnesses choose to live out their remaining days at home rather than at the hospital connected to a bunch of tubes. Many people with debilitating conditions also choose to remain at home rather than go to a nursing home or a hospital. It's more emotionally gratifying and much less expensive than health care outside the home. Check out some alternative medicine books, #615.5 at the library, about how to beat illness through peace of mind and laughter. Homecare 3. Home health care workers perform daily tasks such as running errands, performing light household tasks, transporting the senior to appointments, companionship, help with bathing, eating, etc. Home care is not for everyone. If you need around-the-clock personal care, you should stay in the hospital. If you have a severe disability, you might alienate your loved ones by putting the burden on them to care for you at home. There are cases of relatives who euthanize the unsuspecting sick person just to escape the stress of it all. If you can get by without hospital care and have medical help close by, you should consider going home. Studies have shown that virtually all manner of people with all kinds of illnesses can get by at home, but you have to demand it and don't let the hospital snow you and try to keep you there. If you're at the hospital, ask for a discharge plan where you can go home and get the regularly scheduled outpatient care from there. Try to find a doctor who specializes in home care services to make up a plan for you or get a referral to a visiting nurse service where a nurse comes to visit you either daily or weekly. Even less expensive are social workers, home health aides or live-in house sitter companions. Some agencies have volunteers who'll come help you out for free. You might even get services like Meals on Wheels, GiveMeals.com, 800-999-6262 and home aides who'll come by for a few hours every day to help you out. Get medical books at #610-619 at the library. Make one room at home the hospital room. That's where the patient is, his bed, medical equipment, medical charts, etc. Keep current on his medical condition. Keep a diary of treatment and learn about the drugs he takes. Try to learn about the patient's condition and how to care for him. There are many good medical books out there. Get a first aid kit and an incline bed if necessary. Take a first aid course. Contact your local Red Cross about it. Freshen the room up with flowers, music, religious icons, and pictures of his loved ones. Keep it clean. Get a pet for the patient. Touch them and talk to them. Get some religious people to come and visit regularly. Use discretion when bringing children in. Explain to them that people get sick and die when they get old. Make it climate controlled with ample heat and air conditioning. Make a one-page chart with all the important phone numbers on it. Get emergency dial for the bedside phone where he can call 911 just by pressing one key, or get a medical alert system, an alarm you wear as a necklace or a watch. Medical insurance should pay for some of your home care medical needs. All Medicare beneficiaries can receive home health care benefits. To get Medicare home health care, your doctor must decide you need it and make a plan for it. You must need at least one of the following: intermittent and not full-time skilled nursing care, physical therapy, or speech-language pathology services. You must be homebound, meaning you are normally unable to leave home, and when you leave, it must be a major effort. The home health care agency caring for you must be approved by Medicare. If you meet the above 4 criteria, you can get a lot of assistance through Medicare. Get the free booklet from Medicare. Refer to your state health insurance assistance office for more info. Medicare Bureau of Eligibility. Reimbursement and Coverage. Healthcare Financing Administration. 7500 Security Boulevard, Baltimore, Maryland 21244-1850. 800 Medicare. 877-486-2048, TDD. Medicare.gov. Free booklet Medicare and Home Health Care. The most important factors of all are to find a good physician who'll visit the home and talk to you about the patient's condition. Be ready for undignified things like having to change the patient's diapers and dealing with waste matter. Have a sense of humor and try to get the patient out of the house if at all possible. Encourage some form of exercise. Learn how to move the helpless patient. Buy devices that encourage comfort like an incline bed and a little table-like device to eat and read on. Comfortably yours. 2515 East 43rd Street, Chattanooga, Tennessee 37422. 800-521-0097. Support devices for people with disabilities. Learn how to bathe and feed the helpless patient. Ease boredom with conversation, visits from friends, pets, music, games, activities, crafts, light gardening, reading, praying, volunteer work like telephone solicitation for a charity, etc. If you get a home care provider, check them out first and never let them take over. You're the boss, you pay them, you're in your own home. Don't give them access to your bank account. Watch out for dramatic changes in the patient's everyday demeanor and medical condition. If he gets depressed, coax him out of it. Don't fester a morbid atmosphere in the house and don't put a guilt trip on him. Don't let him put a guilt trip on you. Act out of love and respect for what he once was to you. It'll be a day-to-day routine/grind. Check to see if there's a local support group around for his disease where he can go and talk to other people going through the same thing as he is. Cable TV/satellite TV is a great babysitter. Many people comfortably live out their last years as permanent, complacent boobaholics. It's not that bad a life. It keeps the mind occupied and stops the patient from thinking about negative things. For interaction with others, try shortwave/ham/CB radio where you can talk to others over the airwaves. Or get him a computer to talk on the internet. Feed the patient simple, nutritious meals. No more booze and cigarettes. Give them privacy. Don't be above getting them adult literature so that can derive some pleasure from masturbation. Get them some magazines and videos and ignore it after that. It's probably one of the few pleasures they have left in life. Home care for the terminally ill is probably the best way to go. Hospices are one step up from hospitals, but home care is still best if you have a family who cares for you. If you're dying or you know someone who's dying, unless it's imperative that they stay in the hospital, quite simply, tell the doctors that you would like to die at home and make the proper arrangements to get out of the hospital and continue with some kind of medical care at home. You might confront ethical dilemmas like you might consider letting them die rather than endure the pain and the limited state they're living in. Think long and hard before you decide on any mercy killing or assisted suicide scheme. When you feel death is near, take everyone close to you in by themselves and tell them goodbye in your own way. Have all your paperwork ready and in order. Have your funeral arrangements ready. You might want the family with you in the same room, or you might want to be with just your spouse or alone when you die. It's up to you. I say spare them the indignities, keep your death simple and private. The best way to die is in your sleep if possible, just never wake up. Once he dies, wait a while and make sure he's dead, because EMS will just cart him away even if he still could be alive. It's your choice to either call EMS or the undertaker directly, or in over 30 states, you're allowed to keep the body at home and do your own funeral. Accept the death of the body and try to believe that the soul is off in another, better place. Take time for grief and bereavement. Supposedly it takes 5 years to get over the death of a loved one. Look up home health services in your local phone book. Your best bet is to find a doctor who specializes in home care. Contact your local health and human services offices for referrals and find a support group. Home health care books are at #649.8 and RC108 at the library. Books about dying at home are at #362.196 or R726.8 at the library. aarp.org/home_mod_1.html, home modification. abledata.com, 800-227-0216. Resident care info. Resident care has two meanings. It is like assisted living except that they have doctors and nurses on staff while some assisted living facilities don't. People live in a nursing home type of facility where they're taken care of medically, fed, their beds made, etc. Some companies offer resident care services like delivering drugs, food, nursing care, etc. to them. TheCareGuide.com, The Care Guide. Find retirement and nursing homes, home care, and other seniors services. WindsorPoint.com, Care Home, retire in beautiful North Carolina. Great Weather. TheTillers.com, Tillers Healthcare Residence, the nursing home that provides long-term health care services for senior citizens. Residential-care-homes.aplsfrmom.com, a comprehensive directory of residential care homes and elderly home care. thehickman.org/resident_care.php. ecresidences.org, European Care Residences. helpguide.org/elder/senior_residential_care_types.htm, senior housing and care. touchmarkbend.com/residential-care. willcountyillinois.com/department directory/sunnyhill nursing home/resident care services/tobd/208/default.aspx. trinityvillage.com/content/resident-care. Resident Care, Trinity Village. residentcarenotes.com. hospicecareflorida.org/resident-care.php, Bougainville Resident Care. assistedliving-facilities.org/blog/category/resident-care, resident care, assisted living facilities. theguardian-blog.com/article/nursing-home/resident-care, resident care. The Guardian blog. agedcarecrisis.com. agedcarecrisis.com/residents-rights. thecarpentrospice.com/resident-care.php. mcknights.com/resident-care/topic/669, resident care, McKnight's long-term care news, long-term care magazine for owners and operators of nursing homes, continuing care retirement communities. nehealth.com/home_care. Northeast Health. westwood.belmontvillage.com/lifestyle/resident-care-services, resident care services, lifestyle choices, Belmont Village. pcalcc.com/learn-more/residential-care.html, Port Charles Resident Care. nursingHomesMagazine.com. local-nursing-homes.com. stmargarethall.com/resident_care.htm, St. Margaret Hall Resident Care and Services. skillednursing-facilities.org/blog/category/nursing-home-resident-care, nursing home resident care, skilled nursing facilities. Check out a home care worker. If you decide to hire a home care worker through private means rather than through a certified agency, before you invite him or her into your home to take care of you, you might consider investing a few $100s in doing a background check. The local police might do it for free. If not, look in your phone book under private investigation or detective and ask for a background check. The following organizations sell records on people, usually to employers checking potential employees out. About 10 states have websites where you can access the criminal records of people you might want to investigate. Most states will let you check on someone's criminal record with their permission. Try #363.2336 or HV6762 at the library for books on the subject. Search cstems.net, free links to public records databases. uschamber.com/sp/screening/0512_quest-htm. 1800ussearch.com. aaronspi.com/background-check.htm. aboutbackgroundcheck.com. uniquebackgroundchecks.com. accuratecredit.com. affiliatesucces.net. americanbackground.com. backgroundchekusa.com. backgroundarcher.com. background-us.com, 800-697-7189. badgereferences.com. checkthatbackground.com. cinnamond-global.com, global background checks. civil-files.com. compliancedepot.net/index.html, lien and judgment check, business license verification. courtrecords.org. courtsrecords.org. criminalrecordsearch.com. criminalrecordsite.com. criminalscreening.com. datesanlove.com. debtcheck.com. detectivetoday.com. employeesirene.com. amycriminalrecord.com. ethicscheck.com. fdle.state.fl.us/criminal history, 850-410-8572. free-public-records.big.com. hire-safe.com, background checks, drug testing, and integrity assessment profiles. homesdetective.com, New York State. identi-check.com/services.asp criminalwatchdog.com. infoindustry.org. informus.com. integriscan.com. intellius.com. e1tmymoney.com/ecb/credit checking/consumer_creditchecking.asp. nox.com. nox.com. lost-ilk.org/lcriminalrecords.pdf. megascreening.com. nationalbackgrounddata.com. netdetective.com. official-certificates.co.uk. peoplesyarch.com. personbackgroundcheck.com/site2/criminal-record. pfcinformation.com, 212-580-7077, background checks. publicbackgroundchecks.com. publicrecordlookup.com. public-records-now.com. rapsheets.com. records.com. records-search.net. references-etc.com. rmvrecords.org, driving records. safespy.net. search-detective.net. searchforanyone.org. securechecking.com. thecriminalrecordcenter.com. ussearch.com. webdetective.com. webinvestigator9.org. whitepages.com. yellowbook.com. butler/personal assistant/household manager. If you're in pretty good shape, you don't need a medical home care worker. Hire a personal assistant instead. If there are no butlers or personal assistants around in your neck of the woods, contact a home care company and hire one of their home care workers to help you around the house. butlerintl.com, Butler International. butlersguild.com. ehow.com, article How to Hire a Butler. headbutler.com. magenumsbutlers.com. modernbutlers.com. thebutler.eliteservices.com, Sarasota, FL. butlerwebs.com. Best Domestic Services Agency. 877-770-2273. Chapter 2. Home Care/Senior Care Resources. Hire a private nurse. Hiring a nurse is the most expensive of all options. You only hire one if you need one to do certain medical treatments. There are cheaper home healthcare workers with different levels of experience. Some can do some medical tasks. Some just do routine household activities. You can hire a private nurse by looking in your local phone book under nursing agency or home care agency or home health care agency. You can ask your doctor or social services worker for a referral. Elder Care Locator. 800-677-1116. eldercare.gov. nursing-agencies-list.com. nasi.org, Association for Home Care. nhpco.org, 800-658-8898, Palliative Care. vna.org, 800-426-2547, Visiting Nurses. ProcareUSA.com, the healthcare staffing company, travel nurse agency. ProcareUSA.com/travel-nursing-agency. JoshPrakash.com/index.php, nursing agencies and nursing homes in England, offices throughout Canada. NurseFinderSook.com/link/index.cfm. AaronAgency.com. artmam.net/agency_nurse_travel.htm. orusmedical.com/html/state_boards_of_nursing. ProcareUSA.com, the healthcare staffing company, travel nurse agency. NursingIndex.com. allnurse.com. coremedicalgroup.com, travel nurses. nflpn.org, licensed practical nurses. travelnurses.com, Pennsylvania. travelnursing.com. travelnursing.us. travelnursingcentral.com. American Travel Nurse/Therapist. 12730 High Bluff Drive. Number 400. South Dakota, California 92130. 800-282-0300. travelnurse.com. traveltherapist.com. National Association for Home Care. 519 C Street, NA. Washington, D.C. 20002. 202-547-7424. NACI.org. National Federation of Licensed Practical Nurses. 893 West Highway 70. Number 202. Garner, North Carolina 27529. 919-779-0046. Fax, 919-779-5642. nflpn.org. Visiting Nurse Association of America. 3801 East Florida Avenue. Number 900. Denver, Colorado 80210. 888-866-8773. 800-426-2547. 888-426-2547. 303-753-0218. Fax, 303-753-0258. vna.org. Nonprofit home health care providers and programs like adult daycare centers and Meals on Wheels. GiveMeals.com, 800-999-6262. Hire a home caregiver. You can hire a caregiver through one of the home care agencies or home health care agencies out there. There's a big line between a health caregiver and a general caregiver. By law, a general caregiver can't give injections and do other advanced medical skills, but they can do quite a lot, including taking pills out of bottles and handing them off to the patient. You need somebody who is not going to steal from the patient and who develops a rapport or friendship with them. My best advice is to try to recruit a home worker through local contacts like at church or through people you know, somebody who possibly needs a place to live and spends 5 to 8 hours a day with the patient, or somebody who comes in for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. A retired person could do this job, come in several hours a day then go home. After that, hire someone from a home care agency. I don't recommend putting an ad in the newspaper or on Craigslist then hiring a total stranger regardless of their references and resume, because I've seen scam artists like this on TV real-life crimes shows. With a good home care agency, at least they do some kind of background check and you can sue them if need be. Check the home care agency for complaints through bbb.org, if they're licensed, insured and bonded, and how long have they been in business for. They should give you some kind of right to choose your own caregiver from at least 3 that they give you to try out. If you have a relative who's not doing so hot, like a retired, able-bodied divorced aunt, talk to her. She might move in and do some home care simply to save on rent money and make a few bucks. There is one other possibility. This is what they do in Halifax, Nova Scotia, where I'm from. The home care agencies advertise in rural areas looking to hire women who take a bus to the city, work at someone's house for a month, go home for a month, then do it again. For these country women, it's a way to make money, and they're more honest than your average city person needing to make a few bucks. Try an ad in a rural newspaper. Regardless of who you hire, write out all duties clearly. That makes it legal. Have them sign a copy attesting they've read it and will honor it. It's grounds for termination if they don't follow the rules. You legally can't hire someone on a 7-days-a-week basis. Even a live-in caregiver cannot be expected to be on call 24 hours a day more than 5 days a week. Some people hire 2 different caregivers every day. Others hire a different one for the weekend. I'll give you one last warning about trusting people. The temptation of money is the root of evil. They might be good people, but if they see the opportunity, the wheels start to turn. Don't give anyone the opportunity to steal money. Don't leave any valuables in the house. Check the phone bill for unauthorized long-distance or phone sex calls. Set a limit on how much the caregiver is authorized to spend in buying food and other things. Don't leave cash around the house. Insist on receipts for all purchases. Have mail rerouted elsewhere so the caregiver can't look at it or manipulate it. aoa.gov/caregiver/care-fam/taking_care_of_others/we care/hire.asp, National Family Caregiver Support Program. apria.com/channels/1,274,8,93153,00.html, hire a home care employee. On TansHomecare.com, and ANS Elder Care and Home Care of San Francisco, CA. Caregiver.org, hiring in-home help. ehow.com, how to hire in-home caregivers. ehow.com/how_7394_hire-home-caregivers.html, how to hire in-home caregivers. hccintl.com. hiremedical.com/home/services/overview.asp. inhomecare.com. marketwatch.com/news/story/3s/tep shiring home nurse/story.aspx. The Homecare Directory.com. Regional Home Health Intermediaries. Regional home health intermediaries are affiliated with Medicare and can help you with information about home health care, hospice care, and also take complaints of fraud or abuse within the system. Medicare.gov. 800 Medicare. 877-447 tips, fraud tipline. Associated Hospital Services of Maine. 888-896-4997. CT, ME, MA, NH, RI, VT. Blue Cross of California Medicare. 805-383-2990. AK, American Samoa, AZ, CA, Guam, Hi, ID, NV, and Mariana Islands, or WA. Medicare Customer Service Center. 800-444-4606. MD, DC. Palmetto Government Benefits. 727-773-9225. FL. Palmetto Government Benefits. 803-788-4660. AL, AR, GA, IL, IN, KY, LA, MS, NM, NC, O, OK, SC, TN, TX. United Government Services. 414-224-4954. Me, MN, New Jersey, New York, PR, 6, WI. Wellmark/Blue Cross/Blue Shield of Iowa. 515-246-0126. Co, DA, IA, KS, MO, MT, NE, ND, SD, UT, 6, WV, WY. Social Health Maintenance Organization/S/HMOs. HMOs are basically services where you pay into an insurance policy like you would for an HMO, except that you're paying for medical service at home instead of going to a nursing home. HMOs were created at Brandeis University, Heller School, Waltham, Massachusetts 02254, 617-623-8697, brandeis.edu. They're currently only available in some areas and often only for seniors. allbusiness.com/health-maintenance-organization/3065511-1.html. aoa.gov. cms.hhs.gov/demo project sevalrpts/download/shmo_report.pdf. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/health_maintenance_organization_act_of_1973. Healthline.com. Elder Plan Incorporated. 1276 50th Street. Brooklyn, New York, 11219. 718-438-2600. Medical Plus 2. Kaiser Permanente. 4610 SE Belmont. Portland, Oregon, 97215. 503-233-5631. Seniors Plus. 2829 University Avenue. SE. Minneapolis, Minnesota, 55414. 612-623-8697. Senior Care Action Network. 521 East 4th Street. Long Beach, California, 90802. 800-247-5091. Chapter 3. A Home Care Company Guide. Home Care Agency Resources. There are over 20,000 licensed home health agencies in the United States that provide home workers to help out in either an elderly or disabled person's home. Medicare certifies over 8,000 of them with their standards. You can get a referral at medicare.gov. Books about home care are at hashtag 362.14-362.6 or HV1461 and RA645 at the library. Lions organizations and the Salvation Army have programs that help senior citizens with housing, both renting and buying a house. Find them in your phone book. Home health care books are at hashtag 649.8 and RC108 at the library. Books about dying at home are at hashtag 362.196 or R726.8 at the library. The easiest way to find home care services in your area is look in your yellow pages. Other than that, call or go to the website for Elder Care Locator. 800-677-1116. eldercare.gov. If you call, they'll give you some addresses over the phone. Then there are local search engines like the following. RespiteMatch.com, find a home health aide or agency or caregiver. AllTheServices.com, BestPlaces.net. ByRegion.net. TrueLocal.com. ReachLocal.com. UnitedStates.AreaGuides.net. Zip411.net. Zipcodes2.com. LookLocally.com. NACI.org, Association for Home Care. NHPCO.org, 800-658-8898, Palliative Care. VNAA.org, 800-426-2547, Visiting Nurses. WizVez.net/OllyFDN, 800-776-OLLY, Feeding by 4 or Stomach Tube. Community Health Accreditation Programs Incorporated. 350 Hudson Street. NYC 10014. 800-669-9656. ChapinC.org. List of accredited home care organizations. Group Health Association of America. 624 9th Street Northwest. Washington, D.C. 20001. Request information about HMO home health care benefits. National Association for Home Care. 228 7th Street Southeast. Washington, D.C. 20003. 202-547-7424. NACI.org. Alston Health Services. 800-66 Nurse. Help with home health care services. Today's home health care provider. 26 Main Street. Chatham, New Jersey, 07928-2402. Magazine. Home Care Company Lists. Caregiver.org. TheHomeCareDirectory.com. osfhomecare.org/hospindex.html. RespiteMatch.com, find a home health aide or agency or caregiver. Firstmark.com/fmkcat/homehLTH_chains.htm, home health care agency chains list. Seniormag.com/services/home_health_care. AmericanElderCare.com, Florida Home and Long-Term Care. AngelsHomecare.com. AOA.dhhs.gov/caregivers. APLSForMom.com, 877 Mom Dads. Caregiving.com. Caregiver911.com. Caregiving.org. CatholicElderCare.org. CHTOP.com/Archbrock, 800-473-1727, access to respite care help. CoHousingCo.com. E-Eldercare.com. Eldercare.com. Eldercare.gov. Eldercare.net, Retirement Housing, South California. Eldercare.net.au. Eldercarelink.com, find local assisted living facilities. Eldercareresourcecenter.com, Eldercare Resource Center for seniors with Alzheimer's. Eldercareteam.com. Elderweb.com/region. Homehelpers.cc, North America. Homeinstead.com, Home Instead Senior Care, non-medical source of companionship. Janssen-eldercare.com, lots of resource material. MethodistElderCare.org. Natel-eldercare-service.com, National Elder Care Services Company. NewLifeStile.com, 800-820-3013, information on retirement communities, assisted living, nursing homes, home and hospice care. UnitedWay.org. Home care companies/elder care companies. Look in your local phone book for home care or home health care companies. Some national corporations which provides home health care services are Homecare Ann Arbor RMI.com, Homecare Bedford TX.com, Homecare BOIside.com, Homecare Hilton Head.com, Homecare Little Rock.com, Lehigh Valley Homecare.com, HomeWatch Caregivers.com. Kankakee Homecare.com, Greer Homecare.com, Baldwin Homecare.com, Homecare Mansfield TX.com, Homecarine WCASTLEPA.com, Homecare Staten Island.com, BetterLivingHC.net, Better Living Home Care Services. CareAlternatives.biz, Wilmington, NC Home Care Agency. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/latitudes_home_care_inc. CrystalsHomecare.com, San Francisco, CA. OnTansHomecare.com, and ANS Elder Care and Home Care of San Francisco, CA. SalemHome.net. HomeHelpers.com, 800-216-4196. HomeInstead.com, 888-484-5759. HomeWatch-intl.com, 800-777-9770. Interim.com, 800-840-6568. StaffBuildersIntl.com, 800-444-4633. WeStaff.com, 800-872-8367. ElderCareMemphis.com, Memphis, TN. ElderCarioFGreensboro.com, Home Care Specialists for the Elderly, Greensboro, North Carolina. ElderCare-Solutions.com, Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, North Carolina. GA-Eldercare.com, Georgia Eldercare, LLC. Good-Sam.com/facilities_indepth.cfm, Lafayette Good Samaritan Assisted Living. NewtonZenierLiving.com, Massachusetts. nlc.state.ne.us/docs/pilot/pub/h, Assisted Living Nebraska. 10dcr.com, San Francisco in-home caregivers. wmeldercare.org, West Massachusetts. Beverly Home Health Services. 23639 Hawthorne Boulevard. Number 202. Torrance, California 90505. 213-378-9263. Medical Personnel Pool. 303 Southeast 17th Street. FT. Lauderdale, Florida 33316. 305-764-2200. Mentor. 313 Congress Street. Boston, Massachusetts 02210. 617-790-4800. MentorMPN.com. Quality Care Incorporated. 100 North Center Avenue, Rockville Center, New York, 11570. 800-6455-3633. Staff Builders Home Healthcare. 122 West 42nd Street, NYC 10168. 212-867-2345. Upjohn Healthcare Services. 3651 Van Rick Drive, Kalamazoo, Michigan, 49002. 616-385-6851. Chapter 4. A Homecare Resource Guide. Homecare Resources. Assisted Living Federation Association of America. 10300 Eaton Place, Number 400. Fairfax, Virginia, 22031. 703-691-8100. Fax, 703-691-8106. info@alpha.org. alpha.org. Free guide and checklist and list of providers in your state. I got 26 pages worth of facilities for California. National Association for Home Care. 120 West 12th Street, Number 1100. Washington, D.C. 20003. 202-547-7424. Fax, 202-547-3540. NACI.org. Umbrella organization representing a variety of agencies that offer home care. Publications available. American Federation of Home Health Agencies. 1320 Fenwick Lane, Number 100. SS Maryland 20910. 301-588-1454. Association of Home Health Workers. American Association of Homes and Services for the Aging. 901 E St. N.W. Number 500. Washington, D.C. 20004-2037. 202-783-2244. 202-434-2277. 202-296-5960. 800-424-3410. 800-508-9442. Fax, 202-783-2255. AZA.org. They offer information about nursing homes, respite care, etc., all for nonprofit operators. Send for list of publications. American Communities. POB 7189. Gaithersburg, Maryland 20898. 800-998-9999. Home Repair Program for Elderly Homeowners. American Hospital Association. Division of Ambulatory Care. 840 North Lakeshore Drive, Chicago, Illinois 60611. 312-280-6216. AHA.org. HospitalConnect.com. Many hospitals have home care agencies. Get a referral from the AHA. B'nai B'rith Senior Citizens Housing Committee. 1640 Rhode Island Avenue, NW. Washington, D.C. 20036. 800-222-1188, The Caring Network. 800-500-6533, Travel/Volunteer Programs. 202-857-6600. Fax, 202-857-1099. Jewish Service Organization, engages in community service and helps seniors with low-cost housing. Catholic Charities USA. 1731 King Street, Alexandria, Virginia 22314. 703-549-1390. Fax, 703-549-1656. ccsbm.org/links. Services to Seniors. Catholic Golden Age. 430 Penn Avenue, Scranton, Pennsylvania 18503. 800-836-5699. 717-342-3294. Many services plus discounts on insurance, eye care, prescriptions, and travel. Children of aging parents. 1609 Woodbourne Road, number 302. Levittown, Pennsylvania 19057. 215-945-6900. Fax, 215-945-2289. 800-227-7294. careguide.net. caps4caregivers.org. Community Health Accreditation Programs Incorporated. 350 Hudson Street, NYC 10014. 800-669-9656. chapinc.org. List of accredited home care organizations. Certifies home health agencies. Life Care Society of America. Ferry and Iron Hill RDS. Doylestown, Pennsylvania 18901. Free booklet, Consumer Guide to Independent Living for Older Americans. livehome.com. 877-496-1725. Helps older people stay living at home. National Family Caregivers Association. 9621 East Exile Drive, Kensington, Maryland 20895-3104. 800-896-3650. nfacars.org. National Home Caring Council 235 Park Avenue South, NYC 10003. 212-674-4990. Get a referral to a local home health aid service. Alston Health Services. National Resource Center. 175 Broad Hollow Road, Melville, New York 11747. 800-66 Nurse. Help with home care services. Trafalgar Personnel, Ltd. The Arcade Building. 288 Lakeshore Road East, Oakville, on L6J1J2. 905-849-6520. Fax, 905-849-6921. TrafalgarPersonnel.com. Home caregiving employment service for people who care for children, seniors, and disabled people. Live-in, full-time or part-time work. Visiting Nurse Assins of America. 3801 East Florida Avenue, number 900. Denver, Colorado 80210. 800-426-2547. 888-426-2547. 303-753-0218. Fax, 303-753-0258. vna.org. Nonprofit home health care providers and programs like adult daycare centers and Meals on Wheels. GiveMeals.com, 800-999-6262. Home care websites. agingkansas.org/kdoa/publications/caregivers/c08.htm. How do I hire a home care worker? TheHomecare.directory.com. PrivateDutyHomecare.org, the National Private Duty Association. NACI.org, National Association for Home Care and Hospice, is the nation's largest trade association representing the interests and concerns of home care agencies, hospices, home care aid organizations and medical equipment suppliers. AaronAgency.com. acponline.org/public/h_care, home care for cancer patients. Info applies to all home care situations. aged-care.com.au/topic/age-hyphen-care-hyphen-tips/where-hyphen-do-hyphen-i-get-hyphen-information-about-hyphen-home-care-hyphen-services-my-area-en.wikipedia.org/wiki/home-centered_health_care. Aging-care.com. alpha-care.com/homecare.html. AlphaCare Health Professionals. AngelAssociates.com, franchises for non-medical home care. AngelsHomecare.com. Boomers-with-elderly-parents.com. Caregivershome.com. caring.com/home-care.org/home-family/caregiving. Eldercare.info. pop.cc, ads for eldercare products and services. Eldercare.uniontrib.com, San Diego. Eldercareadvocates.com. Eldercarecalculator.org, calculates costs. Eldercareconsultants.us. Eldercareenterprises.com. Eldercareofgreensboro.com, home care specialists for the elderly, Greensboro, North Carolina. Eldercare-tips.com. Eldercare-usa.com. Elderindustry.com, the complete elder care planner. Elderlifeplanning.com. Elderlycaretips.info. Elderpagesonline.com. Elderweb.com. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/home_care. homecaringadvice.com. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/home-centered_health_care. FullCircleCare.org, information and assistance needed to support keeping an older loved one securely living at home. LittleBrothers.org, Little Brothers, Friends of the Elderly, national not-for-profit organization, is committed to relieving isolation and loneliness of the elderly. Georgia Eldercare Speakersbureau.com, helping families with the issues of aging. Do you need a speaker on eldercare matters? GiveMeals.com, 800-999-6262, 703-548-5558, Meals on Wheels program. Golden-age-eldercare.com. HalfThePlanet.com. helpguide.org/elder/senior_services_living_home.htm. ecommunity.com/homehealth. HIAA.org. HomeCareAssistance.com. HomeCareNH.org, Home Care Association of New Hampshire. HomeHealthcare.resourceaid.com. THAHomeCareNetwork.org. HomeHelpers.cc, North America. HomeInstead.com, Home Instead Senior Care, non-medical source of companionship. Home-works.com. howtocare.com/home_care.htm. Medcarehealth.com, your guide to home health care. Medicare.gov/long-term care/static/homecare.asp. MySeniorCare.com. MySeniorService.com. Nationwide.com/home-care-tips.jsp. in home care ideas for mom.com. AnyHealth.org. NewAgeHomecare.com. Partoflife.com, Part of Life, helping home carers. PCN+.com/opportunity/home-health-care.html, HomeHealthCareHC.org, National Association for Home Care provides an online guide on how to choose a home care agency. Its website also lists resources by state. ProfessionalHC.com. QualityHomeLiving.us. rcg-homecare.co.uk/home_care.htm. RespiteMatch.com, find a home health aide or agency or caregiver. rkco.com/industries/eldercare.cfm, Rothstein Cass offers a range of elder care and retirement planning services to seniors and their families. rwith.org, Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. sec-online.net. sharedliving.org. summiteldercare.org. 10dcr.com, San Francisco Home Caregivers. visitingnurseassociation.com, Visiting Nurse Association of the Greater Youngstown Area. vna.org, Visiting Nurse Association of America. wellspouse.org, a national, not-for-profit membership organization which gives support to wives, husbands, and partners of the chronically ill and/or disabled.